What if I told you that a quarter showing the date 1848 might make you stop and take a second look at your change jar? Before you get too excited, there is an important detail you need to know: the famous Wisconsin quarter does not actually date from 1848. The U.S. Mint issued the Wisconsin State Quarter in 2004, while 1848 appears on the reverse because Wisconsin became the 30th state of the United States on May 29, 1848. So if you have a Wisconsin quarter with 1848 and 2004 together, you are looking at a 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter, not an 1848 quarter. United States Mint. Welcome back to USAX Coin, the channel where we explore interesting American coins, rare varieties, mint marks, errors, condition, history, and the prices collectors may pay for unusual examples. If you enjoy learning about coins that can sometimes be worth more than their face value, make sure you stay with me until the end, because today we are taking a close look at the Wisconsin quarter, especially the 2004 issue with the important 1848 date on the reverse, its mint marks, condition, varieties, and its potential value in today's collector market. Now, the first thing you should understand is why the number 1848 appears so prominently on this coin. Wisconsin entered the Union on May 29, 1848, becoming the 30th state. The U.S. Mint used that historic year as part of the Wisconsin State Quarter design. The coin was released in 2004 as the 30th coin of the 50 State Quarters program. United States Mint. That means when you look at the reverse of the coin, you will see Wisconsin, 1848, and 2004. You will also see an agricultural design featuring a cow, a round of cheese, and an ear of corn, together with Wisconsin's state motto, Forward. This design was chosen to represent Wisconsin's agricultural heritage and its importance as a major dairy and farming state. United States Mint. On the obverse, you have the familiar portrait of George Washington. Around Washington are the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and $quarter. The Washington portrait was based on the long-running design introduced for the Washington Quarter series in 1932. United States Mint. So why do some collectors become excited when they see a Wisconsin quarter with 1848? The answer is that the Wisconsin quarter is famous for varieties, especially the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf varieties. These varieties involve the ear of corn on the reverse. Some examples show what appears to be an additional leaf near the lower portion of the corn stalk. Collectors generally refer to these as the extra leaf high and extra leaf low varieties. NGC specifically identifies these two important varieties among 2004 Wisconsin quarters. NGC. This is where your coin inspection becomes extremely important. If you have a Wisconsin quarter in circulated condition, do not immediately assume that the 1848 date makes it rare. The 1848 is supposed to be there. Instead, examine the coin carefully for the mint mark and for the famous extra leaf varieties. The Denver Mint coins carry a D mint mark, while Philadelphia examples carry a P mint mark. The U.S. Mint identifies Philadelphia and Denver as the facilities producing the Wisconsin quarter. United States Mint. If your coin has a D mint mark, pay special attention to the corn on the reverse. You want to inspect the area around the lower leaves. A normal Wisconsin quarter has the standard design, while the extra leaf high and extra leaf low varieties show additional leaf details that were not intended to appear on the regular design. This distinction is extremely important because a normal circulated Wisconsin quarter is generally not a spectacularly valuable coin. The big collector interest comes from scarce varieties, errors, and exceptionally high-grade examples. The standard 2004 Wisconsin quarter was produced in very large numbers. One published coin reference lists a Denver mintage of more than 226 million pieces. USA Coin Book, NGC also reports a Denver mintage of approximately 226.6 million for the regular 2004 issue. NGC. That enormous production means ordinary examples are common. In other words, if you pull a regular Wisconsin quarter from circulation with normal wear, you should not expect it to be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars simply because it has 1848 on the reverse. However, condition can still make a major difference. Imagine two Wisconsin quarters sitting next to each other. The first one has been circulating for years. Washington's hair is worn, the lettering has lost some sharpness, the reverse has scratches, and the high points of the cow, cheese, and corn design show obvious wear. The second coin has sharp details, strong luster, clean surfaces, and almost no signs of circulation. Even though both coins have the same date and mint mark, collectors may treat them very differently. A circulated fine condition coin is generally going to be much less valuable than a high-grade uncirculated example. For a typical circulated Wisconsin quarter, the market may be close to face value. Published price references show that ordinary circulated examples are generally inexpensive, while premium prices are concentrated in higher grades and special varieties. One current reference lists the 2004 Wisconsin quarter around face value territory in lower grades and significantly higher amounts in uncirculated grades. USA Coin Book. Another important point is that not every high asking price on the internet represents an actual sale. Coin collectors should distinguish between an advertised price and a completed auction result. A seller can list an ordinary quarter for $500, $5,000, or even $100,000, but that does not mean somebody actually paid that amount. When determining the realistic value of your coin, collectors look at condition, variety, authentication, certification, recent completed sales, and demand. For a circulated fine example of the ordinary 2004 Wisconsin quarter, a realistic expectation is generally around face value rather than an enormous amount. The coin's value can rise if it has a recognized scarce variety or another genuine mint error. Now let's talk about the extra leaf varieties, because this is where the Wisconsin quarter becomes much more interesting. The extra leaf high variety has an additional leaf extending upward from the corn area, while the extra leaf low variety has an additional leaf positioned lower and more horizontally. These varieties are particularly associated with the 2004 Wisconsin quarter. NGC notes that the number of examples is unknown but apparently small. NGC. If you think you have one, do not clean it. This is one of the biggest mistakes inexperienced collectors make. They find a coin that looks old or unusual, polish it until it shines, and accidentally destroy some of its collectible value. Collectors generally prefer coins with original surfaces. Cleaning can leave scratches, unnatural brightness, or other signs that professional graders may consider damaging. The mint mark is also important. Look at the obverse near Washington's portrait and identify whether you have a P or D issue. The 2004 D is particularly interesting because of the famous extra leaf varieties. The standard coin has a diameter of approximately 24.3 millimeters and a weight around 5.67 grams. It uses the standard copper-nickel clad composition used for circulating quarters of this era. One published reference gives the composition as 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel overall, with the familiar copper-nickel clad construction. USA Coin Book. There is also a silver version of the 2004 Wisconsin quarter, but that is a different collectible product. The U.S. Mint offered a 2004 silver proof set containing the 5 2004 state quarters, including Wisconsin, and those proof coins were made with 90% silver. United States Mint. So if you have a regular circulated Wisconsin quarter from Pocket Change, don't assume it is silver simply because it looks different. The silver proof version came from a special collector product and is not the normal circulation issue. Now let's get to the question many viewers are waiting for. How much is a Wisconsin quarter with 1848 actually worth? If you have a normal circulated 2004 Wisconsin quarter with no special variety and ordinary wear, its value is usually around its 25-cent face value. Some uncirculated examples can bring modest premiums. One published guide currently estimates ordinary 2004 Wisconsin quarters at roughly 74 cents to $12 or more depending on grade, with the higher figure applying to an uncirculated level rather than a worn circulated coin. USA Coin Book. But a certified high-grade coin can be worth considerably more. NGC's current price guide information reports a broad range for Mint State 2004 D Wisconsin quarters, reaching substantially higher levels for extremely high grades. NGC and historical market listings show just how dramatically condition can influence the price. One current market tracking source lists completed sales and estimated values for different grades, with substantially higher figures for high-grade examples than ordinary circulated coins. Price charting. But remember, these high values do not apply to every Wisconsin quarter. A fine condition coin is not automatically worth hundreds of dollars. For a circulated fine example with a D mint mark and no recognized error or variety, I would treat it as a face value coin or a small premium collectible rather than a major rarity. If it has a confirmed extra leaf variety, however, the situation changes significantly. The most important question is not simply, does my coin say 1848? The better question is, what exactly is different about my coin? Does it have a D mint mark? Does the corn area show an extra leaf high or extra leaf low variety? Is the coin circulated or uncirculated? Does it have original surfaces? Are there scratches, cleaning marks, dents, stains, or damage? Has the variety been authenticated? And finally, what are recent completed sales for coins in the same grade and variety? These questions are much more useful than simply searching for the highest price someone has ever claimed online. You may have seen videos or social media posts claiming that a Wisconsin quarter is worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Be extremely careful with those claims. A coin can have a huge advertised price without ever selling for that amount. The Wisconsin quarter is genuinely interesting, and the extra leaf varieties are genuinely collectible. But realistic coin collecting requires separating documented market evidence from sensational claims. For example, one market source currently shows an ungraded 2004 D Wisconsin quarter around a few dollars, while high-grade examples can reach much higher levels. Price charting, that spread demonstrates why condition and variety matter so much. So if you have one of these coins, don't throw it away just because it looks circulated. Instead, inspect it carefully. Even if your coin is worth only 25 cents, it still represents an interesting part of American coin history. It was produced during one of the most successful commemorative circulating coin programs in United States history. The 50-state quarters program introduced Americans to designs representing every state, and the Wisconsin issue became especially famous because of its agricultural design and the extra leaf varieties. The Wisconsin quarter also gives us a fascinating lesson in how small differences can create major collector interest. Two coins can look almost identical to the casual observer, yet one may be a normal common issue while the other contains a recognized variety that collectors actively seek. That is why coin collecting is not simply about looking at dates. It is about learning. It is about examining the design. It is about recognizing varieties. It is about studying condition. And it is about comparing your coin with reliable examples. So let's summarize the value question one more time. If your Wisconsin quarter says 1848 on the reverse, that is normal. It does not mean the quarter was minted in 1848. The coin itself is from 2004, and 1848 commemorates Wisconsin's admission to the Union. United States Mint. If your coin is a normal circulated fine condition example, expect a value close to face value unless there is something unusual about it. If it is an uncirculated example, the value can rise depending on grade. If it is a 2004 D with the extra leaf high or extra leaf low variety, it deserves much closer examination and potentially professional attribution. And if the coin is an exceptionally high-grade certified example, market values can become much more interesting. The key is to avoid confusing the highest possible price of a rare certified variety with the value of an ordinary circulated quarter. And now I want to hear from you. Do you have a 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the 1848 date? Does yours have a D mint mark? Have you noticed an extra leaf near the corn? And what condition is your coin in? Tell me in the comments, because your coin might be completely ordinary, or you might have discovered one of the interesting varieties that makes the Wisconsin quarter such a popular collectible. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to USAX Coin, like this video, share it with another coin collector, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration of American coins worth money. And remember, the next time you see 1848 on a Wisconsin quarter, don't immediately assume you have an 1848 coin. Look closer. The real story is 2004, the Wisconsin State Quarter, and the possibility of a variety hiding in the details. That tiny extra leaf could be far more interesting than the date itself.